Hello, Toon Army! Fantastic day to talk about our beloved Newcastle United, isn't it? The atmosphere around St James Park is absolutely electric these days as we continue our push for Champions League football. What do you think about Joelinton's knee injury situation ahead of our final 4 crucial matches? And how would you feel if Marcus Rashford joined the Magpies this summer to form a potentially devastating partnership with Alexander Isak? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Joelinton injury concerns mount as Newcastle face critical run-in. The news coming out of Newcastle United regarding Joelinton's knee injury is deeply concerning for us Toon Army members as we head into what Eddie Howe has effectively described as 4 cup finals to end our Premier League campaign. Our Brazilian midfield powerhouse missed Saturday's crucial 3-0 victory over Ipswich Town, and the situation appears more serious than initially thought. According to reports, Joelinton is now set to see a specialist about his knee problem after picking up the injury in training last week. This is a massive blow for Newcastle, especially at this stage of the season when every point is vital in our push for Champions League qualification. We reclaimed 3rd spot in the table with that comfortable win over Ipswich, but the battle is far from over. The transformation of Joelinton under Eddie Howe has been nothing short of remarkable. From being considered a $40 million striker flop, he's reinvented himself as one of the Premier League's most effective box-to-box midfielders. His physicality, work rate, and increasing technical quality have made him an absolute cornerstone of our team's identity. The fact that Bruno Guimaraes posted those Instagram photos after the match with the caption about victory at work and victory in life shows just how much the team misses their compatriot. With Joelinton responding with 3 love hearts, a small but telling interaction between our Brazilian stars. What makes this situation particularly worrying is the timing. With just 4 matches remaining, Newcastle are in a fierce battle for Champions League places. We've already seen how losing key players at crucial moments can derail a season. Just look at how our form dipped earlier in the campaign when some of our stars were sidelined. The midfield trio of Bruno, Joelinton and Toon Army has been developing into one of the most formidable engine rooms in the league. And breaking that up now could be problematic. Joe Willock did step into the side against Ipswich and performed admirably, but Joelinton brings a unique combination of defensive solidity and attacking thrust that's not easy to replicate. His absence was felt even in a match we ultimately won comfortably. The 3-0 scoreline, perhaps flattering us slightly, after a frustrating first half where Ipswich created some decent chances. Eddie Howe's comments about Joelinton needing to see a specialist don't fill me with confidence. While the manager hasn't ruled him out for the season yet, the fact that there's uncertainty at this late stage suggests we might need to prepare for the worst. The midfield dynamo has become such an integral part of how we play that adjusting our tactical approach without him presents a significant challenge. What's particularly notable about Joelinton's absence is how it affects Bruno Guimaraes. The 2 Brazilians have developed an exceptional understanding, with Joelinton's defensive work often allowing Bruno the freedom to showcase his creative brilliance. Against Ipswich, Bruno was still excellent. He always is, but he had to take on additional defensive responsibilities that may not be sustainable against stronger opposition in our remaining fixtures. Looking ahead, Newcastle face what could be described as 4 cup finals, each match carrying enormous significance for our European ambitions. Brighton away comes next, and they're always a tricky proposition at the Amex Stadium. Then we have games against teams who will be fighting for their own objectives, whether that's European places or Premier League survival. The prospect of facing those challenges without Joelinton is concerning. The silver lining from Saturday's victory was seeing Sven Botman back on the bench after his lengthy injury layoff. The Dutchman's return provides a timely boost to our defensive options, but it's in midfield where we'll feel Joelinton's absence most acutely. Sean Longstaff is another option Howe could turn to, offering more defensive stability than Willock. But again, he's a different profile of midfielder to Joelinton. When Howe transformed Newcastle's Brazilian record signing from a struggling striker into a midfield powerhouse, few could have predicted just how important he would become. His journey epitomizes the rebirth of Newcastle under our new ownership and management, from expensive disappointment to invaluable asset. That's why his potential absence for these crucial remaining games is causing such anxiety among supporters. The next update on Joelinton's condition will be eagerly awaited by everyone connected with Newcastle United. His physical presence, tactical understanding, and growing technical quality have been vital components in our push for Champions League football. If he's sidelined for the remainder of the campaign, it would be a significant setback to our European ambitions. For now, the focus must be on the players who are available. The victory over Ipswich showed we have the squad depth to cope, but tougher tests lie ahead. As Toon fans, we can only hope that the specialist brings positive news about Joelinton's knee, and that we might see him back in that famous black and white shirt before the season concludes. Our Brazilian warrior has become the heartbeat of this Newcastle team, and his presence could be the difference between European glory and disappointment. Well, Toon Army, this potential transfer news is absolutely mouth-watering. Arsenal legend Ian Wright has backed Manchester United's Marcus Rashford to make a sensational move to our beloved Newcastle United this summer. And I have to say, the thought of Rashford linking up with Alexander Isak in the black and white stripes has got me dreaming of what could be an absolutely lethal attacking partnership at St James's Park. The England international is currently rediscovering his form on loan at Aston Villa after falling out with Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim earlier this season. Rashford has scored 4 goals and provided 6 assists in 17 appearances for Villa since joining them on loan during the January transfer window. Newcastle Toons, that's exactly the kind of productivity we could use to bolster our attacking options as we push for Champions League football next season. What's particularly exciting about this potential move is the enthusiasm with which Ian Wright has endorsed it. Speaking on his Ringer FC podcast, the Arsenal icon couldn't contain his excitement about the prospect. "It's the kind of signing Newcastle should be making," Wright said. "That would be amazing. That would be dangerous. Rashford at Newcastle. Yeah, that would be really good. I really like that for Rashford. Rashford at Newcastle can be dangerous." Caught offside. When a football mind like Wright's gets this excited about a potential transfer, it's certainly worth taking notice. The timing of this potential move couldn't be better for Newcastle United. Eddie Howe has been steadily building a squad capable of competing at the highest level, and adding a player of Rashford's caliber would represent another major statement of intent from our ambitious ownership. We've already seen the impact that signing players like Alexander Isak, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali has had on our fortunes. Adding Rashford could be the next piece in the puzzle. What makes this transfer rumour even more intriguing is Rashford's current situation. Villa reportedly have a $40 million option to make his loan move permanent, but the player is said to prefer a club offering Champions League football. Newcastle Toons, That's where Newcastle could have the edge, especially if we can secure that top 4 finish this season. The prospect of Champions League nights at St James's Park could prove to be a powerful draw for a player looking to reignite his career. From a tactical perspective, Rashford would fit perfectly into Howe's system. His pace, direct running, and, increasingly, clinical finishing would complement Isak's all-round game beautifully. Just imagine the counter-attacking potential with those two leading the line. Supported by the likes of Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes, opposition defences would absolutely dread facing that combination of speed, skill, and power. There are financial considerations, of course. Rashford is reportedly earning $365,000 per week at Manchester United, with 3 years remaining on his current deal. Newcastle Toons. That's a significant wage commitment, even for our increasingly wealthy club. However, if Manchester United are truly looking to offload him this summer to fund their own transfer business, there might be room for negotiation. On salary terms, the competitive landscape for Rashford's signature is another factor to consider. Aston Villa obviously have the inside track, given his current loan spell there, but other clubs will surely be monitoring his situation closely. According to reports, Liverpool legend Graeme Souness has questioned whether Aston Villa can trust Rashford enough to splash out on a permanent deal, citing concerns about his consistency. Football 365. That kind of uncertainty could play into Newcastle's hands if we make a decisive move early in the transfer window. What's particularly telling is Wright's response when asked if Rashford could return to Manchester United. His answer was emphatic. Nope, no chance. Football 365. That suggests the bridge between Rashford and United may have been completely burned, making a summer move almost inevitable. If that's the case, Newcastle should be at the front of the queue, with a convincing offer and the promise of being the centerpiece of an exciting project. For Rashford himself, a move to Newcastle could be exactly what his career needs. Still only 27, he has many good years ahead of him, but needs the right environment to flourish consistently. St James's Park, with its passionate support, and a manager who has shown he can revitalise players' careers. Just look at Joelinton. Could be the perfect setting for Rashford to reach his full potential. The excitement this potential transfer generates also speaks volumes about how far Newcastle have come in such a short time. Just a few years ago, the idea of signing an England international from Manchester United would have seemed laughable. Now it's not only possible, but would make perfect footballing sense for all parties involved. That's a testament to the incredible progress we've made under our new ownership and Eddie Howe's management. Looking at our current squad, it's clear that adding more quality in attack is one of our priorities for the summer. While Isak has been brilliant and Callum Wilson offers great experience when fit, we need more options to compete on multiple fronts next season, especially if we secure European football. Rashford's versatility, able to play centrally or from the left, would give Howe valuable tactical flexibility. His arrival would also have commercial benefits beyond the pitch. As one of England's most recognisable footballers, Rashford would boost Newcastle's global profile, helping to attract new fans and potentially lucrative sponsorship deals. While on-field success remains the priority, these off-field considerations are increasingly important in the modern game. The competition for European places is fiercer than ever in the Premier League, and standing still in the transfer market means going backwards. Adding a player of Rashford's quality would send a clear message to our rivals that Newcastle are here to stay at the top table of English football. The best team in the world needs the best players, and Marcus Rashford could be another step toward making that bold claim a reality. According to reports, Rashford has no future at Manchester United. Once his loan at Aston Villa expires, ESPN, that creates a perfect opportunity for Newcastle to swoop in, with Manchester United reportedly looking to recoup around $40 million. It represents a reasonable investment for a player who, on his day, is among the Premier League's most devastating attacking talents. So, Toon Army, how exciting would it be to see Marcus Rashford in our famous black and white stripes next season? A front line of Rashford and Isak, supported by the creativity of Bruno Guimaraes, would have defences across Europe trembling. The prospect alone has me counting down the days until the summer transfer window. Well, that's all from St. James's Park for today, lads and lasses. Keep supporting the best team in the world, and I'll be back with more updates soon. The future's looking bright on Tyneside, and potential signings like Marcus Rashford only make it seem brighter. Away the lads! Lads!